have the seasons, you have the rain, you have the sun, you have the sleep time each night, all contributing so that you can live. All works together, all of it. And we are raping, murdering those things that give us life, not knowing what we're doing. And it's a shame. We're not giving honor. At least some of these logging concerns by law have to replant the tree when they tree before cut and walk off and tra-la-la. At least they're doing that. But folks, all things, we are human beings. We are soul bearers. Plants and animals we have found don't need a soul because they don't do anything wrong. When they perish, if you want the thought of that, there's a place for them automatically. They have no will to do right or wrong. Their job, they're doing it. If a lion eats your friend, it's doing what it's told to do. Eat, drink, and be merry. Be part of the ecology. You don't like it because it was your friend. So it's a wrong lion. But it's doing its orders. So it's not wrong in the Creator's eye. We have been given free will to do as we choose. And when we choose to do something other than a loving and a godly act, that's our choice. Animals and plants, they don't do that. They do exactly what they're here for, to back us up. Are we the top of the food chain? Not really. We're in a circle. We die, and our body's buried, and the worms do crawl in and do crawl out. And we return to our own earth mother and help fertilize the earth. And the worms aerate and bring up to the air a little hole where water can easily seep down from the rain and feed the grasses. And it's because we were down there dead and that it happens, and other things as well, that it happens. And the moles come along chasing the worm, making big tunnels. And better aeration, better water. And the moles come up and are eaten by some little, I don't know, a coyote or something like that. So what does white man do? They go out and pot-shot that coyote. Well, that coyote doesn't just eat the mole and keep us from being overrun by the mole, but it also eats seeds. And in its own dropping, it replants plants that walk in only that way. Trees walk. They take ages to get from point A to point B. Some trees send up a little shoot out of their very roots. And as that tree dies down to feed itself, the root that it has borne, it takes a walk, maybe a few feet away. And in centuries, maybe 30 miles away. And then birds and coyotes and stuff like that, and the other type of trees, they walk in the way of feeding, bringing their berries and stuff, good stuff. And they fly off or they run off. And they have a regular bowel movement, giving fertilizer to this tree. That berry was that tree. And eventually that tree dies. And miles away, that tree comes up. We are not the top of the food chain. We are just part of the circle of life. So there's so many things that people are just not paying attention to. You just are not aware of. I was telling the lady that has this store about the dream catchers. It's really nice to have a dream catcher. But the truth of the matter is they're dangerous, or can be. And I have no going to one case. The truth, we're trying to the truth that way. Drinking catchers were meant in a sacred thing. When people were having terrible nightmares, children and occasionally adults, they would call in the medicine man or woman, and she would see, or he would see what's going on. And they would go out and do a ceremony and a prayer and make a dream catcher and place this over the bed to catch the evil being that has brought the nightmare, like a spider web. Then the next day they would take the dream catcher captured with the evil being, do another sacred ceremony, tear the dream catcher apart, and bury it in a proper way. There has been at least one instance where I know of, the white people don't know what they're playing with. They commercialize some Indian thing. It's a pretty. They're in cars, they're in houses, they're all over the place. But in this one case that I know of personally, the person got caught in a dream catcher. I wasn't there, but I got this from one I trust, another medicine woman at Shawnee, and had a heck of a time extracting that person, the personality of that person out of there, just because they had a pretty hanging over their bed. You don't know what you're messing with. I would like to say something on, some people, I went to Bible college. I was ordered to go, and I went. It was non-denominational. And we had all kinds of pastors, and if there wasn't a religion represented, they brought in a pastor or whatnot of that religion. So we got all the viewpoints. Wonderful, wonderful experience. Does everybody want to take a break for a few minutes? Let's go for it.